Hello? Hello everyone, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think I have to start off by saying to Ben and Simon, what the hell were you thinking, giving me a microphone with a packet of audience? I think by the look of fear in your eyes, that thought is just starting to dawn on you. Too late now, make sure the door's locked. And the thing is, in this day and age, you don't live through the embarrassment once. Before you know it, splash all over Facebook, on viral on YouTube. And I thought for a moment, don't be sorry for them. I don't really want to embarrass them. It's so lovely. Because it's not like he would do that to any of his friends. Would he? You see, when I was asked to be best woman, I sent out an email, and I got a very interesting one back from Grant, who unfortunately can't be with us today. He says he's sick, I'm starting to wonder. And he wrote this from Grant. I was running for student president, and Ben was my campaign manager. And he advised me to go on stage in my sister's swimsuit to get votes. Not only did it not work, but even he didn't vote for me either. Simon, I was wondering if you had realised what an amazing man you married. Because when my daughter was born, Ben took on the role of her godfather. And one day, when she was very little, she asked him a question. And when she asked him this question, she left out one crucial word. Oh, and remember, the role of godfather is to give a child moral guidance. So she's gazing up at Ben with love and adoration, and she says, Ben, are you my God? Ben thought about it for a second, didn't correct her, and said, yes, I am your God. Well done, Simon, you've married a God. Since Ben was little, he's had a nickname. And that nickname is Benji Babe. And he absolutely adores this nickname and loves being addressed as Benji Babe all the time. So I wanted to make a point of telling you all, so that you all know to address him as Benji Babes for now and evermore. So on the count of 3, I want you all to say, well done, Benji Babes. 1, 2, 3.
Well done, Benji Babes.
Now, Ben has participated in many great things in his life, but he seems to have a habit of not quite making it. The first example of this would be his driving test. You know something I don't know. Now, when he took his driving test for the first time, he didn't quite make it. In fact, he failed. He also didn't quite make it on his second attempt, or his third, or his fourth. He almost made it on his 5th attempt. He even got to within 500 metres of the test centre, and then he failed. Eventually, he made it on his 6th attempt 12 years later. And then he decided to try and break the world record for the fastest time to complete the London Marathon dressed as a nun. He was on track for completing it in a time of 3 hours and 30 minutes. Good, I'm going to give you the record. But after 23 miles, he collapsed and it didn't look like he was going to make it. He had a rest, he got up, he ran on till 24 miles, where he collapsed, and it didn't look like he was going to make it. But Ben, being the determined man that he is, got up, ran on till 25 miles, when he collapsed, and you know what's coming, haven't you? And he didn't look like he really didn't look like he was going to make it then. Eventually he did make it in a time of 4 hours and 28 seconds, and he got his record. But what I guess what I'm trying to say to you, Simon, is I think we're lucky Ben made it up the aisle today on the first attempt. Now, being best woman, I put a little something together for you, which I'd just like to share with you. Ben and Simon's marriage survival kit. What have we got in here? Right, the first thing I put in for you is sugar. Isn't that nice? So your life is always sweet. Oh, second thing I put in is bread. So you never go hungry. I got 50-50, so I wasn't sure what you liked. Now, when we were little, Ben lived on cheese and beetroot sandwiches. So I've got you some cheese, and I've got you some beetroot. There we go. Fresh on my allotment. And Simon, I didn't want to leave you out. I know you're a vegetarian, so I bought you a sprat. Now, the other thing when we were little is Ben and David would fight all the time over the portions of the size of the cake, so much so that poor Wendy had to get out the scales. And if one boy had a gram more than the other, all hell would break loose. So Simon, to keep the peace, probably between Ben and Rowan now, you're going to need the kitchen scales. The other thing I wanted to get you to keep the marital home tidy was a duster. So that's for you, Simon. And this one's for you, Ben. And I thought then that you'd like to wear something while you're dusting. So I brought you this. Now, don't say you don't like it. It's not as if you haven't run through the streets of London in a dress before now, is it? Oh, you can put that on his head. And the other thing, actually, ironically, is you asked me for something in this very room this morning, didn't you, Ben? And it just so happens I have it here. Here we are. And I'll leave that one to your imagination. You didn't actually ask me for them this morning, did you? And finally, the final thing I've got in my box is a Queen album. Because Ben, for all the years I've known him, has absolutely adored Queen. When we were little, David and Ben and my sister and I went to a Michael Jackson concert at Wembley Stadium. And it was, the stadium was full. 80,000 people were chanting, Michael, Michael, all except one who was shouting, Queen! I thought he was just trying to pull. And this year, we went up to Wembley Stadium again, and as we walked through what looked like our personal entrance, I think you'll agree with, there was a big sign of a picture of Freddie Mercury on the wall, wasn't there? And I've got this picture here. So Ben rushed over. I said, look, Ben. There's Ben with Freddie, his beloved Freddie. So I thought we cannot have such a big occasion as your wedding without a Queen song. Now, unfortunately, Freddie Mercury wasn't available today, so I thought we'd get the next best thing, and that would be me. So I'm going to sing you a Queen song, and you're going to join in. If I could have my little helpers up here, please. Now, I expect you're all familiar with the song We Will Rock You. Well, this is Ben's version with a twist.
don't know how to pause it. That take